Oh, hi, Jean. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, yes, I've got you. I've got you.
Okay, great. Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry about this. Um, we're here now.
We're here.
Right.
We're here.
So let me just give you panelists.
Do I see people or I don't see people in this one? I always forget.
We don't see people in this.
So how do I know how many people have attended?
There's currently 11 people that's in at the moment.
Okay.
But they're just in like the waiting room. Hang on one second. Sorry, Ellie, how do I make her a panelist? It's so rusty. Where's normally one of these?
What do you need to do?
Make her a panelist if she can present? Or do I not need to do that? Or does it happen when I start the webinar? No, it shouldn't.
No, there's usually a little thing here, and you can.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Do we have
Yeah.
because I haven't used Zoom for ages, so I keep forgetting.
No, neither, clearly. I'm not again.
So I think if I remember, I just share the screen. I think that's
Yes. So if you do you want to just quickly do that now so we know it works?
okay.
So
And
at
then
the bottom.
share screen. Right. Let's see. How do I?
So whilst you do that, I will, once we start, I'll just do a quick
before you
introduction.
do that, can I just ask you a couple of questions before you share the screen with everyone?
Yeah.
How many? So you think there's 11 people signed up? Do I get a list of the agents so I know that who I've actually?
Yep. And we'll give you, and this is recorded as well, and we'll send it out in a newsletter, and it'll be on our YouTube training channel. So it's kind of forever on there, so people can refer to it in their own time, which is sort of what we find. It's a little bit like most people do just tune in their own time, especially with different time zones and everything. So I wouldn't like worry now. There's like not a huge amount of people, but because people will click on it later on.
And will you be able to give us feedback on that as to when they may do it or not? Not. I'm not asking like daily, but maybe say in a month's time you can say X amount of people have tuned in or something.
Yeah, for sure. We'll give you all the click rates and stuff like that.
Perfect. Okay, so if I go to the big screen like that says there's me, to the slideshow, that's what I meant.
The big screen.
Yeah, let's try the slideshow, see if that's okay. So in essence, I should be ready.
Yeah. So let me just
do one click to make sure that everything is moving. Yes, look at that.
Perfect. Look at that.
Done. Okay.
Cool.
I think we're ready.
Perfect. So I'll once I hit start, I'll just do a quick intro and then it's pretty much over to you.
Perfect.
Great. I will do that right now.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our webinar Wednesday. Today we've got the lovely Jean joining in, and she will be telling us all about Sirru Fen Fushi, a wonderful property in the Maldives, one that we love. And yeah, we can't wait to learn all about it. As usual, if anyone has any questions, please do pop it in the Q&A box, and we'll go through them at the end. Thank you, Jean. Over to you.
Thanks, Karen, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Of course, for me, it's just the beginning of my day, but look forward to running through our lovely resort, Sirru Fen Fushi in the Shaviyani Atoll, which is an hour north of Mali. So I just wanted to quickly just pause here on my home screen here, just to give you an outlay of the island. It's 1.5 kilometers long, and on the left side of the island is where our house reef is. So, you know, direct access off the beach. And then to the right is the lagoon, 600 hectares of lagoon. So the water's much calmer here. But it gives you an overall perspective of the island, and hopefully you can guess or sense that we're not really surrounded by any other islands. So really, when you come to Sirru Fen Fushi, you have escaped and feel that you are in the Maldives. So let me take you back to Mali. When you land at Mali, you're met by our airport representative and then whisked away in one of our electric Polestar cars to the seaplane lounge. Here you've got access to soft drink and snacks, and also we give you a map with a QR code. Here, with the QR code, you can download our podcast, which you can listen to on the 55-minute seaplane journey. Once arriving at the island, you will be met by your villa host. Now, like most resorts in the Maldives, we have a plethora of villas. And of course, we have beach, one's on the on the water. And also unique to us are our tented safari villas, which I will talk to you in a moment. Could you just bear with me 1 second? Sorry, apologies about that. Carrying on, as I said, you're met by your villa host and you're taken to one of the many villas that you would have booked for your guests. So looking at it a little bit more in detail, our beach sunrise villa is 365 square meters. It's great for 2 adults and can take 1 child. We either say an existing bedding, or we can put an extra bed. But because of the layout of the room, it can be a little bit of a tight squeeze, especially if you're there for a duration of 7 nights or longer. On the sunrise side, in any villa on the sunrise side of the island, you will always see sunrise as the beds face sunrise. We also have our water villas on the sunrise side as well. And as I mentioned earlier, you have direct access onto the 9-kilometer house reef. All our water villas have shading, so it's really good to know. Now, we can take children under the age of 12 with a disclaimer. Our ground water sunset villas can take 2 adults and 2 children. And just to give you an idea of the interior, you can see where we can put an extra bed. Again, you can do 1 child in the bed, and we can also, as I said, do an extra bed, and we can do 2. Again, you may think because of the configuration, it may be a little bit tight. Our safari tented villas are very unique to our island. We have 5 of those. 4 in what we call the jungle and 1 on the beach. And these are 525 square meters and look very much, as you can see from the slide, like the African style safari tents. These are great fun, especially if you've got young children. I would highly recommend a stay in these for a couple of nights for sure. Here we can do movie nights in the garden, and we can also do a barbecue here. On the beach, the one on the beach, you get access to a telescope and you can do some stargazing. Our deluxe beach villas is always a good option if somebody can't or doesn't have the budget for a 2-bedroom villa. The layout look very much like our sunrise and sunset villas, which I showed you at the beginning of the slide presentation. The difference here is that you have a sitting room. The sitting room has a sofa which can be converted into a double bed. So these are really great if you've got 2 young children. You can put them to sleep in the sitting room, and it comes with a sliding door. So everybody gets their own privacy, and plus there are televisions on both sides. Again, you can see this is a sunrise view. So it's facing straight out onto the house roof. Now, of course, food is always important when you're on holiday. And we're very lucky that we've got a choice of restaurants to offer your guests. Raha, which is our buffet restaurant, it is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Qatar, which is our Japanese restaurant. Now, Onu Onu is our bar. It is the central point of the resort and is a great place to come and watch sunset. It's actually located by our pool, which I'm sure you've heard about. That one is 200 meters long and is known as the longest pool in the Maldives. Here, if you're on the all-inclusive, you will also come and get your drinks here from 10 to 10 during the day. As I said, this is a great spot to be to watch the sunset. Raha, which I mentioned earlier, is open for all-day dining. And here we will do some themed evenings. Now, a new addition to the Raha market is our Raha Bar and Cafe. We just opened this last year, and this is open for teas and coffees and pastries from 11 o'clock to about 6 o'clock in the evening. So if you would like a light snack, this is a good place to stop by. This would be at an additional cost. Qatar is our Japanese restaurant, which I mentioned earlier. It is also part of your meal plan. And the top deck is a great place to watch sunset. And Azure Fine Dining is our fine dining restaurant. Here we serve the fresh catch of the day, and it's probably catering more to this on seafood. Again, this is also part of your meal plan. Now, a new addition, which I don't have a slide on yet, is Spicebox. Spicebox is just located near Onu Onu bar, and it is serving Thai and South Asian street food, and it's open for lunch and it's open for dinner. So if you're on full board or all inclusive, and again half board, you can get access to it in the evening, but of course if you're on full board or all inclusive, you'll have access to Spicebox during the lunchtime as well as Raha marketing. Being a large resort at 1.5 kilometers long, we have got space for quite a lot of recreational facilities. So, of course, I mentioned our pool, but we have a lot of water sports that you would expect on the island. For those who like to get up early and watch the sunrise, we do early morning yoga classes from about 7 o'clock. So do wake up with the sunrise. We have our dive center as well, with over 20 diving spots, the nearest one being straight off our house reef. And of course, if you're into table tennis or badminton, we've got those courts as well. And sometimes you can play with the staff on the soccer field. For those who like to indulge, of course, we have the gym. The Corallarium is a wonderful structure. It's based out on the lagoon side of the island, and it provides a habitat for marine life. So if you're not a confident swimmer swimming over the house reef on the sunrise side, you can come over to the sunset side of the island and swim out to this Corallarium. Here you will see some of the marine life that is attracted to this area. It is also a coral breeding ground as well. Of course, I mentioned our infinity pool earlier on. This is actually broken down into several sections. We have the main family pool area, which here, as you can see, has plenty of shading. It's also located right by the kids club, which is there for children ages 4 to 12 on a complimentary basis. We do have certain activities, though, in the kids club which do come at a charge, but we can share that with you later. On those inclement days, and sadly we do get a bit of rain, that's of those odd showers that come across. We have got our art studio, not just for children, adults alike. I've spent some time in there myself and decided I was the latest Picasso. But you can paint on the coconut shells for free. But if you wish to paint on the canvas, that will come at an additional charge. And of course, our spa. It wouldn't be a resort without a spa. We've got 8 treatment rooms, and I highly recommend that during the peak season that you book in advance, or at least tell your clients to book through the villa host on the day of arrival. The gym is open 24/7, and we do have either visiting practitioners, but we definitely do have an assistant or a coach on site in case you'd like to do personal sessions as well. And one of the core parts of our resort, or part of our DNA, is our sustainability lab. Here, you can learn about the recycling that we do on the island. And this is not just the straws, but it is collecting the plastic, be it from packaging that comes onto the island, or the ghost nets that get washed up on the shore, or that we collect from the neighboring islands. We collect this plastic, it's shredded and it's reprocessed. And here, as guests, you can go and make souvenirs. As you can probably see, those turtles, I've got a couple attached to my suitcases. Great for identifying them when they come off that belt, conveyor belt, when you return home. But also you can make pieces of furniture. So the idea here is that we collect is to reduce the plastic by reusing it, and obviously we have then recycled it in return. We also go to the neighboring islands, we go to the local schools, and we teach them about what we're doing when we're collecting the plastic. And we've made clipboards and rulers for some of the local schools as well. So this is a great place to go and visit. It's also a great place to take part and make some jewelry. And also this area is home to our turtle program. We're very lucky to have over 40 turtles that come and lay their eggs on the island. So if you're again on the sunrise side of the island, you may spot some turtle nests. So people always ask me, what is your favorite side of the island? You know, do you prefer sunrise or sunset? And I always say to them, sunrise. One, because I am an early riser and my bed faces on the Sunrise Island sunrise. Secondly, you get a really lovely breeze off the house reef. And then, of course, you've got direct access onto the house reef to go snorkeling. If you're not a confident swimmer, you can go out with a guide. And last but not least, I always say, well, once the sun sets, I'd like to be over in the bar watching the sunset over that side. So it's a great time to go between 6 and 7 o'clock in the evening. I've kind of raced through the presentation. I apologize for the interruption earlier. But if you do have any questions, please do ask me. Thank you. You're muted.
Of course I was muted. you. No, I was just saying thank you so much for the lovely presentation. It looks like a really wonderful property. And yeah, we've had a few hummingbirds visit the property in the last couple of years, and consistently, I think feedback has always been very positive, and especially the marine life, which is a real highlight. I think kind of being in quite a quiet atoll brings that as a USP. And yeah, we've loved obviously, working with the hotel team and everything on the island, service to F&B and everything, consistently very, very positive. So definitely one that we always want to be shouting about.
Thank you.
Right, so I've got a question. Please advise if you have any seagrass issues.
That's a really good question. I'm going to say not per se, but at the change of the season, and it's always around October when the tides change, you may get a bit coming up on the house reef side. But we do a lot of beach cleaning as well, so we try to avoid having that seagrass issue.
And actually, seagrass means a very healthy ecosystem. Seagrass attract turtles. So
and we
that
have a
means,
very eco-pristine system because we're not surrounded by any islands, which means we don't get any passing traffic. um, so you don't get the speedboats, you don't get all that back and forth. So the only thing that really is maybe disturbing the tranquility of the island is perhaps when the seaplanes come into land. So yes, we also have two manta ray cleaning stations, which again gives you an idea of how clean our system is around the island.
right? Please advise if it's possible to convert two single beds at the two-bedroom beach villa to a king bed. So to get two king beds in total.
So the two-bedroom villas are actually two king-bedded rooms. So it's the three-bedroom where you have two king-size beds and two twin beds. But we have in the past converted the third bedroom to a king as well.
But great for families.
Great,
And
absolutely.
then,
And then also, just if you are looking for a generational type family, we can what we call our conversion or configuration a 7-bed villa. So at the on the sunset side of the island, we actually have two-bedroom villas and the 3-bedroom sunset villa all next to each other. So if you have a large family traveling together, you can use all of those 3 villas together.
wonderful. And we also have a question. What is the beach condition? Our client had once in the past had experienced some troubles on the with beach
Right.
erosion. Which
Okay.
side has better beach condition?
Okay. So we are a natural island with a 9-kilometer house reef. So yes, we are going to have some beach erosion. In the past, what's happened obviously is the dead coral washes up onto the sunrise side of the island. However, what we've now done to tackle that is that actually last October, we dug up the whole side of that beach and on the sunrise side and put down fresh sand. So this is there to help combat the beach, the coral coming up onto the beach. The erosion is a different thing where we don't really suffer from it, but obviously the tide changes from left to right, so it can make the beach look smaller. The lagoon side of the island is also the sunset island of the island. The beach is probably slightly deeper on that side, and the waters are a lot calmer because it's a lagoon. But as I said, it's whether you prefer sunrise or sunset will denote the side of the island. But if you are looking at sunrise, and I appreciate what you're saying about coral, we have done what we can do in a natural environment to combat that.
Right.
Thank you.
Those were all the questions today. Jean, perhaps are there any offers particularly that you would like to mention for upcoming seasons, or maybe even traveling in the summertime, that you would like to share with us?
So I know definitely in your region, the main travel period is sort of October through to March or April. However, we do get the odd requests from yourselves for the summer, and so yes, we do have availability over the summer. Currently, we've got a 30% offer. And we've got meal upgrades. So if you're booking BB, we can do BB to half board, or if you book half board, it's half board to full board. And then if you book full board, you get full board to AI, or i.e. all inclusive. So those are our current offers at the moment. You know, and then again, we've got offers running throughout the year, which are all available through Hummingbird and loaded in the system.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, everything will be on the system. And of course, our reservations team will be available on hand for any sort of questions and things like that. So thank you so much, Jean, for joining us today and telling us all about the lovely Sirru Fen Fushi. Yeah, if there are no more questions, we can sign off. Yeah, I think that is it.
That's it.
So thank you everybody for joining in.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Bye.